You're listening to Doug McCon of RealityMe.net, Whiskey Romeo Mike Juliet 225. That's my GMRS call sign. GMRS, General Mobile Radio Service in the United States. My call sign is WRMJ 225. And I'm recording a video with my currently favorite GMRS radio. This is the Radio Oddity GM-30. And answering a question for a friend of mine on a forum that I think this radio is actually going to answer his need. Now, these radios, like any radio, anybody can listen to your transmission. What you'll see with FRS radios and GMRS radios, you'll see marketing using something called a privacy tone, and it's not really a privacy tone. That's a misnomer. There is a CTCSS tone, kind of a sub-audible tone that says you can set the radio, for instance, on channel 17, which is frequency 462.6. You can set the tone. I've set a tone on this one, and you're not going to be able to. It's going to get washed out when I go to the menu. But in the menu, I've got the transmit CTCSS at 85.4. Over here on this one, menu. I've set it to, that one's got a 5-second delay, so I've got the receive tone as CTCSS 85.4. So this one's going to, any signal sent on channel 17, which is 462.6 megahertz, is going to be received by anybody listening in on that channel. But since I'm sending it with the CTCS tone here, I've told this radio only listen to signals that come in with that channel. So while others will hear me, the people in my group who are using that receive CTCS tone will only hear, it'll filter out basically everybody else and say, anybody using that. Now, that doesn't prevent somebody else from setting their CTCS tone to the same as mine and still sharing the channel with me, but it helps a lot. So the question is, can I have a CTCSS tone set on one, and this is a dual monitoring radio. What I normally do is have channel 16 over here open with no receive or transmit CTCSS tone, because channel 16 is considered a calling channel for GMRS, and I want people to be able to reach it. So I monitor 16 down here, and I primarily use that. You'll see that the arrow is a solid black. That says which one of these I've selected. If I want to select the second one, I just push this red button, and the black arrow is now down here. So when I hit the push to talk button, my signal will go out over whatever frequency I've set here, which coincidentally happens to be 17. Now, the test. What I've done is I've come into the menu and I've said, let's set a CTCS transmit tone of 85.4 on this one. And then I'll exit the menu. I'll switch to the secondary channel, hit menu. And you can see that I've set the CTCSS tone to 88.5. Where in my friend's case, he could leave it turned off. So in that case, you can have two different channels, both set to the 462.6 megahertz, doing two different things. We're not done yet, though. So let's test this out. This will probably make some walking. This is set to receive on that CTCS tone. So I'm going to push the push to talk. It's going to make a bunch of feedback noise. Now, which means it received from this to that. Now, let's switch it to the second one where I'm using a CTCS tone that is not set to the same as the receive on this one. We need to get that second. I need to get that second channel.
1.6.
Off of, let's take it to 1.8.
1.8.
All right, and then let's go back. Okay. Since I didn't have receive on the second one, it would have invalidated our test. So now this is not using the same frequency. So we're only going to receive from this radio over here. And we shouldn't receive anything since we're only listening to 85 point, whatever I had it set to. So now I'm going to hit the push to talk. And you can see that this radio is transmitting, but this radio is not receiving that transmission because it is filtering out because of the CTCSS tone. If I switch back to that using the same 462.6, now I'm on my primary, and I hit the push to talk, I'll get feedback over here. So you can actually set the same channel 17 in both places, and if I hold down the menu,
frequency mode.
Whoops, well this is the other one I was going to show you. Hold down menu, you can get into frequency mode, where you can do yet another one. So in this case, I've got my top frequency set to 462.6, which is channel 17. And I can come into the menu, and in this case, my CTCS transmit is off. So you can actually use one channel and have 4 different CTCSS settings. In addition to that, we have another quote-unquote privacy thing called DCS, and I'm not going to get into that. But let's hold down the menu button and get out of frequency mode and get back into, let's get back into our memory settings, our channel mode. And what I was going to show you was that if I go into the menu, I believe it's 22. No, I was wrong. Where is it? Bear with me with a loud beeping. Somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. I apologize to anybody wearing headphones. There's the DCS. How did I miss it? Lots of cool settings. There you can change it to show. Well, anyhow, what I was going to show you was you can change this. It doesn't have to be channel and frequency. It can be channel and channel or frequency and frequency. Just like I've got in the VFO mode, it's I've got it set to show both the frequencies. Well, VFO. Excuse me, I'm floundering now. VFO mode, you're only going to see frequencies, but here I could get rid of the channel indicator and just have both of them showing frequencies, or I could have them both showing channels. Long and short of it is, you can do exactly what you want with this radio. You can have 4 different settings easily accessible with 4 different CTCSS settings, and at the touch of a button, you can achieve what you want while dual monitoring the same frequency. I hope this is helpful.